A deadly force is hunting a woman, her son, and her husband. Who wishes for the demise of an entire family? Don't miss out. The psychics will find out about a tragic love story and a brutal murder. You are watching Psychic Investigations, a project of exclusively true and shocking stories. People who call themselves clairvoyants investigate intricate, high-profile cases and mysterious paranormal phenomena. Maria Pivovar, a 30-year-old Ukrainian woman who lives in a small village with her husband and 7-year-old son, sought help from the psychics. All of her problems began a few years ago after a TV nearly killed her young son, Zhanna.
I entered the room and saw the TV fall on his head suddenly. The TV was large. I got so scared.
Had the boy been standing a step closer, he wouldn't have survived.
It would have crushed his head. He had a bruise that covered his entire face and bloody nose and mouth. I called my husband, and we drove straight to the hospital.
The parents still don't understand how the enormous, heavy television could have possibly moved on its own. It seemed as if some invisible supernatural force had pushed it onto the little boy. The family is convinced that some malevolent entity is hunting him.
He's their only and long-awaited child, and look at the awful things happening to him.
It's terrifying.
Maria didn't know what to do and decided to turn to a sorceress whose phone number she had from her friend.
Granny Vera. She asked for my photo.
The sorceress said that according to her method, she tuned in to the child through the mother's photo. So, Maria mailed her a picture of herself. The woman charged 1,500 hryvnias for her services.
And so I sent her the money.
The sorceress said that according to her method, however, instead of it, she suddenly started blackmailing Maria, demanding another 500 hryvnias from her. Otherwise, she threatened to bury her photograph.
She phoned me and said, "I'll put your picture in my husband's grave." Her husband had died, but I didn't send her any more money.
Maria asked the woman to return her the photo, but Granny Vera replied that she had already set a deadly mechanism in motion, and it couldn't be stopped.
I was panicked and hysterical. I cursed myself for this. It was my fault.
Coincidence or not, but shortly after that, Maria's son began seeing a dark silhouette at home.
He said, "I saw a man in black in the kitchen."
He sees him and he's afraid. It's terrifying.
My little angel. Someone is haunting him. Could someone's soul be following him?
And a month later, Maria herself narrowly escaped death.
I experienced clinical death. They restarted my heart with an electric stimulator.
It turns out that just the day before, the doctors had given her a terrible diagnosis.
On my birthday, I learned that I had a brain tumor. I simply sat outside the hospital and cried.
Remarkably, not long before sending her photo to the sorceress, Maria had undergone a complete medical examination. The doctors had found no disease in the young woman, but a week after the awful threat, she had a nightmare.
I dreamed that I fell into a coma. I woke up and my whole body was convulsing.
Soon, the terrible dream became an equally horrific reality. Maria began suffering from unbearable headaches. This forced her to seek medical help. The doctor's prognosis was grim. The tumor could lead to fatal consequences, but even the surgery they planned didn't guarantee anything.
I asked my husband to bury me in the village if I died, next to Grandma.
During the surgery, Maria nearly died. The doctors barely brought her back to life. During the few minutes that she was clinically dead, she had a horrifying vision of being strangled by gigantic snakes.
They wrapped around me. They were huge. The snakes were pulling me underground.
After that, the nightmare had been haunting her almost every night.
It's like something is consuming her.
And before she sent us the letter, Maria nearly burned alive in the store where she works.
I came to work, and literally 3 minutes later, the wires above the store started exploding. There was a short circuit, and the wires started popping. The roof caught fire.
If Maria hadn't run out of the building in time, she would have burned alive. Now she's scared because she is convinced that instead of helping her son, The sorceress laid a death curse on her.
I decided to ask the psychics for help because I have no other hope left. I don't want to end up visiting my son's grave, or him visiting mine.
Our project's experts, Zhanna Shulakova and Rubina Tsybulska, agreed to help Maria.
I worked with Maria's photograph, and I saw a dead man.
Who was it?
I don't know. He stood with roses in his hand and said, "I will avenge her." I asked him, who and why? And then he dropped the roses, and I saw a knife in his stomach. He had been murdered.
Oh God.
Hello?
Hello.
Come in, please.
Maria's husband is traveling on business, and her son is at school, so she's the only one to greet the psychics.
I turned to a sorceress, but she threatened me that she would put my photograph in a grave. She said that the mechanism was set in motion.
Maria, I see that there is a male spirit near you. He's bound to you. Perhaps he is the one whose grave your photo was placed in. Do you feel a male spirit near you?
I saw him. I went to bed, and when I opened my eyes at some point, my body convulsed. I looked at the window, and there was a black silhouette standing there. I thought it looked male. I got so scared.
My goodness.
The little gate banged.
But there's no one outside. Who knocked at the gate then?
It's him. It was a male spirit. He appeared for a moment and then disappeared immediately. Rubina and I didn't see his face. And he was dressed in black. I felt he was looking for something in Maria's yard. But what?
Maria is very frightened. She says that the silhouette of the man in black had been at her house earlier today.
It was just before the psychics arrived. It was standing right by the window. I didn't see it entirely. I only saw the upper part of his body. He's all dark.
I asked my magical mirror who the dead man haunting Maria was. And it showed me Maria at a cemetery. She approached a grave next to which stood a murdered young man. Seeing him, she sharply turned and tried to flee. If only I had known then who this man was, and who killed him.
We need to see the sorceress. We need to talk to her and deal with her.
Maria has the address of the woman because she sent her photo by regular mail.
Hello, we are from Psychic Investigations.
Yes,
What's your name?
Vera.
Do you heal?
A little, mainly little kids.
Why did you put her photo in a grave?
Whose photo?
Hers.
Her photo. She asked you to help her and sent you her picture.
Ladies, I don't heal anyone. What are you talking about?
Why are you running away?
What a nice lady. She can both heal kids and curse like a sailor.
How strange. Granny Vera first said she healed children, but when she realized what the psychics meant, she immediately denied her words and fled. Could she really be responsible for what's happening to Maria?
Once she heard it, she immediately stopped listening.
Vera, come out.
But the local sorceress doesn't even want to talk to the clairvoyants.
Let's go.
However, we didn't stop, and our journalists managed to find out exactly how this woman helps people. And here's what we learned.
Hello?
Hello, Granny Vera. I need your help badly.
I help many people. Once I healed a woman by taking all her sickness upon myself.
Granny Vera, how much do you charge for your work?
Whatever you can offer. Everyone gives as much as they can, not large sums.
And if I, for example, want to charm a man,
I can arrange it, even remotely. Would you mind sending me your photograph? What I need to know is what you look like and your eyes. I'll go out before dawn and look at the stars, and I will see everything. Don't sleep at midnight, I will look at you.
all right. But how will it help me charm the man?
I'll mail you some candles and blessed poppy seeds. You will do as I instruct you and everything will work out for you. But mind you, if you wish to break up with your man later, you won't be able to because he will be bound to you.
You should never trust a random person with your or your loved one's fate.
2 minutes of conversation with that woman were enough to get the information we needed to check if she had cursed Maria to death. Give me your hand. Let me see if your photo is in the grave. You know, I see her. She's walking in a cemetery.
So, did Granny Vera really put Maria's photo in someone's grave? Meanwhile, seeing the psychic's arrival, the locals approach them to share what their neighbor does at the cemetery.
She steals wreaths and bouquets from graves.
She's not a good woman. She always argues with everyone and can cause trouble.
My magic mirror showed me that Maria's photo wasn't in the coffin. No work has been done on you.
It was an ordinary scam. The lady tried to pump the money out of you, nothing more.
Maria would have never gone to the sorceress unless she was afraid for her son's life, she says.
You were desperate.
And she used it.
Suddenly, Maria received a call from Granny Vera. What we heard simply stunned us all.
Hello?
You fool, I photographed all of you. I hope you never get home.
My goodness. This is what kind of sorceress she is. All she can is curse and intimidate. She has nothing to do with what's happening to Maria.
But Maria says she sees someone from the other world. Who is the spirit? Where did he come from? And why is he haunting Maria and her son?
All right, we need to sort this out. This is a deadly love. I didn't understand what this meant or what deadly love the cards were talking about. Or what kind of spirit was bound to Maria. I see a little boy. He's all bloodied.
Zhanna, my son. He was 2 when the TV fell on him.
No, the boy I saw was dead. I had a horrible vision of a hand pulling a little boy up a mountain and then pushing him down into an abyss. I saw what was supposed to happen to Maria's son. He was supposed to crack his head, and it had something to do with heights.
Yes. Yes.
It turned out that when Zhanna was 2 years old, he almost fell from the 9th floor of the building where the family lived at the time. Maria and her husband went out on errands, leaving their son with his grandmother.
My mother-in-law says she entered the room and saw Zhanna standing on the windowsill, and the window was open. She said she grabbed him just in time. Fortunately.
The family was shocked. How did a 2-year-old boy climb up to the high windowsill? There wasn't a chair or stool nearby.
I can't get it why he climbed up there. And how did he do it?
And how could the toddler even open the window? Is it possible that a supernatural force did it?
He would have never opened the window himself. I fear for him a lot.
The boy sees a man with his face bloodied.
Yes, he does. He said he'd seen a large, dark man. He said that the man's face was covered in blood. Zhanna is terrified. After that, he even started waking up at night. And he's crying a lot.
And recently, while looking at her son's recent photos on her computer, Maria was struck dumb.
There's a black silhouette in one of the photos.
I see a man, and something like a long stick is falling on him.
A metal pipe.
Who is the man?
My husband.
It happened at work. We were fixing a vehicle. I was unscrewing something, and the pipe slipped and hit me right in the forehead. It broke my forehead.
It broke his frontal bone. He spent a month in the hospital.
Look. The son, the husband, Maria herself. The whole family is in danger, and they all had head injuries.
Indeed. First, Maria's son nearly died from a head injury. Then she was hospitalized with the terrible diagnosis. After that, her husband was injured.
My mirror shows me a woman's hands. And the hands are holding an object. And the object is emanating death.
When Mom was cleaning the flower bed, she found a white female figurine buried there. Its head was sawed off. Not broken or chipped, but sawed off evenly.
Maria says her mother found the strange object in the yard of her house.
A headless figurine. What your mother found was a murder weapon. It was a death charm. And not just for one person, but for many. When a death charm is made, someone dead is usually bound to it. We needed to see the place where the charm had been found.
Let's go.
Meet my mom, Tatiana.
I'm so glad you're here.
We're here to figure out what you found in your yard.
I was digging in the garden in the spring when I found that figurine. It was about this size. I found a porcelain figurine. You could see breasts, female hands, a skirt, an apron, but its head was sawed off. I wrapped it in a cloth, afraid to touch it with my hands, and took it far out into the field.
You threw it away, right?
I did, yes.
Did you find the figurine here?
Yes. Then I separated it, poured soil above it, and planted flowers, so no one would step there.
But it's not all. I sensed powerful necrotic energy here.
We have no idea.
Why are you so scared?
I can't explain this.
I felt that Maria was very nervous about something, but I couldn't understand what she was afraid of. Something was wrong. But if Zhanna and I had known then what secret the family was hiding. Something dead is buried here.
There's someone's head here.
I'm shocked.
Bring me a spade.
The crew members assist the psychics.
It's somewhere here. There are the eyes.
The tension is rising. Is there really a buried head here?
I can't imagine what it could be. We never dug or planted anything there, ever.
My goodness, what is this?
A deadly force is hunting a woman, her son, and her husband. Who wishes harm upon the entire family? Don't miss out. The investigation continues. The psychics will find out about a tragic love story and a brutal murder. clairvoyants Zhanna Shulakova and Rubina Tsybulska have stepped in to help 30-year-old Ukrainian Maria Pivovar. The woman pleaded to be saved from the supernatural force that is trying to take her and her 7-year-old son's lives.
Maria, I see that there is a male spirit near you. He's bound to you.
I saw him. The black silhouette.
Maria's 7-year-old son Zhanna also sees the man in black.
The boy sees a man with his face bloodied.
Yes, he does.
That's him. He dropped the roses. Then I saw a knife in his stomach.
The psychics discovered that the dark man's spirit is not only hunting Maria and her son, but the entire family.
The son, the husband, Maria herself. The whole family is in danger, and they all had head injuries.
My mirror shows me a woman's hands. And the hands are holding an object. And the object is emanating death.
When Mom was cleaning the flower bed, she found a white female figurine buried there. Its head was sawed off.
What your mother found was a murder weapon. It was a death charm. When a death charm is made, someone dead is usually bound to it.
To find out who laid the death curse on the family and why they did it, the psychics follow Maria to her parents' house.
Something dead is buried here.
There's someone's head here.
I'm shocked.
Bring me a spade.
The tension is rising. Is there really someone's head buried here?
I can't imagine what it could be. We never dug or planted anything there, ever.
Eyes?
This is the severed head.
Here's the charm. A death charm.
A woman made it.
She's gone. But she was from your family. It's your mother. Was your mother a murderer? Did she make this death charm for you?
She loved figurines.
Yes, she collected the figurines.
And when she appears in my dreams, she always stands at a distance in a fog, smiling. After that, I immediately get unwell.
I'm just too shocked by it all.
This is terrible. How could she?
I didn't even know how to react. The woman was trying to destroy her family. What kind of mother is that? My mirror shows me your dead grandmother reach out to you from the coffin.
Yes, yes.
Maria says she actually saw her grandmother in a coffin, in a nightmare.
In it, she was dragging me to the other side. She grabbed my hand and said, "Come with me." I woke up with bad convulsions, a loud noise in my head, and a rapid heartbeat.
Do you understand that there's a man's spirit following your daughter, and the spirit could be bound to this charm? Your mother practiced magic, didn't she?
Maybe. She said her ancestors were herbalists and could help with something. They also knew magic. Could she have inherited something from them?
Sasha, Tatiana's younger brother, lives nearby. It turned out that he and his wife also believe that their mother practiced magic.
I saw her books.
I saw them too. They were simply titled Black Magic. She lay a curse on my husband.
My mother went to the church, broke a candle, and lit it for the repose of my soul.
He started seeing his own funeral in his dreams. We even took him to one elderly sorceress.
She never loved any one of us, her children.
She treated us like strangers.
But tell me now, how come that in all those years after so much time passed, you, the siblings, only came together for the first time at her funeral?
Maria says that in her entire life, her grandmother never said a kind word to her children. She was worse than a stepmother, severely punishing them for the slightest offense and keeping them in constant fear. As children, they never felt motherly love and care.
She abused me and she beat me.
I don't understand how it's even possible for a mother to not love her children and keep them in constant fear.
When Tatiana and her brothers grew up and started living separately, their mother, according to them, never organized family celebrations to gather her children at one table. On the contrary, she tried in every possible way to make them quarrel, and they didn't talk to one another for years.
Grandma would come to see Mom and start, "Guess what Sasha said about you?" Nonsense like that.
The family says that only on her deathbed did the woman remember that she had children, and only because she wanted to pass on her knowledge of black magic.
Every witch must pass her gift to someone else before she dies, unless she wishes to die in great pain.
Since the mother didn't talk to her daughter, she chose her son, Sasha, for this.
Do you remember she told you, Sasha, I will pass on to you everything I know. And I warned you to not even dare accept what she knew. When she was dying, she asked Grandpa to bring Sasha to her. But Grandpa didn't do anything until she died.
When a witch dies, the roof of her house must be taken apart so that her spirit can fly away. Nobody did it after Tatiana's mother's death. But a witch's spirit can't stay indoors, and it will always find a way out.
Coincidence or not, but after the woman's death, the ceiling suddenly collapsed right on the spot where her deathbed was in the house.
You see, it was summer. No rain, no leaking roof, nothing. But the ceiling in the room collapsed right on the spot where her bed had been.
But if the mother made the charm that was supposed to kill people, she must have had a reason to seek revenge.
For what?
She cursed me. She did it while I was pregnant.
What did she say?
May you die on the delivery table. May you not give birth. May your baby be born crippled or dead.
This is so horrible. What do I see? Your baby is born, but you seem to be dying.
I had a C-section, and I couldn't come to my senses afterward.
When Tatiana was brought to the maternity hospital, the doctor examined her and immediately scheduled the cesarean section. He told his colleague that the mother's condition was critical and she was unlikely to survive the operation.
I survived by accident, you see.
Tatiana slipped into a coma and spent 3 days balancing between life and death.
Was your daughter born while you were in the coma?
Yes.
But when Tatiana recovered from the coma, the doctors brought her devastating news. Her baby girl lived for only 1 day.
Do you mean you didn't even see your baby?
I didn't.
And when you woke up?
They told me that my baby had been buried.
My God.
The grandmother's curses killed her granddaughter, but Tatiana and her other children survived. Then her mother decided to lay a death curse on them.
She wanted to kill all my children.
The grandmother wished her grandchildren dead.
The card said that the curse was made only for Tatiana and her daughters.
She would say, I won't let you live in peace, even when I'm in the other world.
I feel a touch.
That's her. Look. I see your mother.
She's here.
I felt her.
She killed me.
What?
You killed her.
I didn't kill her. It's impossible.
Do you hear it ring? There's a nail with earth in her hands. Did you make a charm for her?
No.
You know it. Tell us.
Do you remember that you told us you did a reversal spell?
Tell the truth. I can feel that you used magic.
Tatiana, tell the truth.
Someone told me how to do it, but I forgot who. I took 3 pinches of earth.
At the cemetery. She took the earth from a fresh grave, and then she took the nails from the crosses.
The rusty nails from the cemetery.
Did you bring them to her home?
No, I left them at the gate.
She climbed over the fence, and she stuck those nails. She said she was making a reversal charm.
She was murmuring, take the evil back and leave me alone.
Dear goodness.
And she died shortly after that, right?
Yes.
Such horrible things within one family.
I repent. Yes. I wanted to protect my children. I didn't know what to do.
If you didn't know how it would turn out, then why did you do it?
The woman's spirit is still angry at her daughter, believing her to be responsible for her death. She won't rest and will seek revenge on the upcoming generations of her family. The only solution is to ask for forgiveness.
Ask her to forgive you.
Forgive me. Forgive me, but you hurt me so much. I had no other choice. You made me do it. Forgive me.
A dog's howling.
Did you hear that? She left.
I hope my life will be easier.
Then we needed to neutralize the charm that Tatiana's mother made to make her daughter and grandchildren die. Pray for your children and yourself. I close it, and I lock it. Go away and leave this family alone. This is it. I'll take it to the cemetery. The ritual has cured the curse.
Thank you.
Don't approach this place for 3 days. Let's go away from here.
The grandmother's curse is not a threat to Maria anymore, but the lives of her son and husband are still in danger. They are the ones that the spirit bound to Maria wants. But who is he? And why is he haunting her family?
The psychics went to the local cemetery to dump the neutralized charm there. But suddenly, Zhanna Shulakova heard the voice of Maria's grandmother.
She says, the one you're seeking was betrayed and killed.
She's giving us a cue.
He's got a knife in his stomach.
I know who you're talking about.
Who's that?
My classmate, Victor. He was murdered.
It turned out Victor died from a knife wound. But what does this have to do with Maria?
Is he buried in this cemetery?
Yes.
Could you please show us the grave?
Over here.
I see him. He's very young.
He was 25.
He was murdered the day before his birthday.
This is the guy I saw in the vision I told you about. He stood with roses in his hand and said, I will avenge her. I asked him who and why. And then he dropped the roses, and I saw a knife in his stomach. Did you see him at this grave?
Yes, I saw him. It was, I think, a half a year or a year after his death. I asked Mom to give me flowers to lay on his grave.
Did you bring him roses?
Yes, yes. When I approached the grave, I saw him standing on the other side. His head was lowered, and he was staring at his grave. I never put the flowers on his grave. I got so scared that I dropped them and ran away.
Was there love between you?
He was my first love, yes. The purest kind of love. We were madly in love with each other since we were in the 7th grade.
He dreamed of a weddings.
Once we were sitting on a bench and he said, "We will invite all our friends and classmates to our wedding. We'll gather everyone."
Letters, papers. Did you write something for him?
I did, poems. You cannot love me with a crystal love, as it could break and be forgotten. I would say our feelings were like made of crystal. We would break and glue them together all the time. The emotions were crazy.
This is his spirit that's haunting you at night.
Is he coming because of love?
No, he's coming because he's seeking revenge.
When he appears in my dreams, I always feel drawn to him. I try to take his hand, but he always pushes me away.
And your son sees him bloodied.
Yes, he sees a dark man in the house. He says his face is bloodied.
The death came from a woman. Did you kill him?
I didn't do this.
Another woman killed him.
His ex-girlfriend. She killed him.
She was jealous madly.
She was very jealous, and eventually she stabbed him with a knife in the stomach.
The woman killed him because he told her he would never be with her as he loved someone else.
She decided to win him back but failed, so she killed him. He was walking home. She had been waiting for him near the door to the stairs. She came up to him with a knife and murdered him in cold blood. That's it.
But if another woman killed Victor, then why, according to the clairvoyant, is he seeking revenge on Maria?
No matter how hard the guy tried, he couldn't build a relationship with anyone. Because all these years he loved only Maria. And I sensed it was precisely because of this love that he paid with his life.
Is he coming to take revenge on you for betraying your love?
Did you leave him?
I dreamed to get education. So I went to study. I was about 18. And that's how our paths diverged. After that, we didn't see each other.
To avoid hurting the young man, Maria decided not to tell him about her departure. But the way she acted hurt Victor so much that he didn't even try to find her.
The grudge is still with him, to date.
I think he felt resentment because I acted wrongly. After all, I loved him a lot. But I simply left without telling him anything.
Victor never understood what happened and why his girlfriend left without any explanation.
He waited for you for a very long time.
According to Victor's friends, he only realized he could never get Maria back when he learned that she got married and had a child.
It was his only love. It was great. It was strong. And for him, it was a tragedy.
He thought she betrayed him and condemned him to loneliness. So why is he taking the lives of her loved ones and not her own? Because he believes that she values their lives more than her own.
The last time I saw him in a dream was about a week ago. I asked him, "Why won't you talk to me?" And he told me, "It's too soon for us to talk."
He's haunting you and trying to take your son and husband.
To make sure you stay alone and hurt like he was.
Do you feel it's your fault?
Yes, I sincerely do.
You need to ask for forgiveness from Victor's spirit so that he leaves your family in peace.
I will perform a ritual. You might hear a whisper. You might even see him.
He's here. Oh God.
Victor's spirit was so deeply offended and pushed Maria so hard that I couldn't catch her.
Bring water, quick.
I stood there and then suddenly fainted.
Did you see him?
Yes. I sincerely apologized to him from the bottom of my heart.
He's near you and
I feel it.
What's he saying?
Maria.
He's saying, "Forgive yourself and let me go."
He forgave you, Maria. He left. His soul is at peace.
Is everything all right?
Yes. Yes. I just want him to be happy there.
A terrifying secret hidden by an ordinary-looking house. Why is a poltergeist hunting a mother and her son? Don't miss out. The psychics will uncover a shocking murder. 29-year-old Valya, from a small Ukrainian village, has reached out to the psychics. The woman works as a nursery maid, and she's panicked by her own home. She says some invisible, sinister force is trying to drive her family out of there.
I felt the touch of icy hands, like someone was holding me.
I was cooking here. I took out a plate, and it knocked it out of my hands, and the plate broke. I got scared because something hit my hand hard.
All the things in the house have a life of their own, and the clocks are doing something devilish.
They started going counterclockwise. It's a really bad sign.
Valya suspects that something otherworldly has settled in her family house.
I was sleeping and felt something choking me, grabbing my throat. I woke up because I was coughing.
The same thing is happening to the other members of the family at night.
I woke up feeling someone watching me. It felt like someone was standing at my feet.
I couldn't see its face, only a black shadow standing there. I closed my eyes in fear and...
In the morning after these terrible dreams, bruises and scratches appear on the woman's body.
Here, and on my legs. All my legs were blue.
One day, Valya saw her own reflection in the mirror, but it was so terrifying that she almost died afterward.
There was a silhouette of an old woman. Her hair was gray, and she was all wrinkled.
After such a terrifying vision, she was urgently hospitalized.
My blood pressure soared. They thought I wouldn't survive. It's awful. It's simply awful.
Valya is desperate.
I'm even afraid to tell someone that something like this is happening to me, so people don't think I'm crazy. I even got a certificate that I'm not insane. And a doctor examined me.
The last straw was when this inexplicable mystical force almost killed Valya's 12-year-old son, Vitya.
My son was playing with his friend. Here on the floor, they were playing chess. When they stepped away, a piece of the ceiling suddenly collapsed with the wallpaper and everything. It collapsed right where they were sitting. What if they hadn't stepped away? I wouldn't have survived it.
The woman even called a priest to bless her house, but the horrors didn't stop. So now the hope is only on the psychics.
I can't go on living like that.
Tarologist Yana Pasinkova and sorcerer Andriy Satanenko, who works with blood, hearts, skulls, and animal brains, took on the case. However, for us, the main thing is not the means, but the result. So, the psychics head to Valya's house.
Why do you need this?
This morning, I was praying to my master, asking him to help me. And this skull fell off the shelf. This is a dog's skull. Out of 100 roads, a dog will always pick the right one.
All right, let's see. A woman in blood. What is happening to Valya is because of this woman, and the connection goes through a child.
Stop the van.
Andriy, where are you going?
A woman comes out to meet the psychic. But who is she?
My master sent me to you. Do you serve him?
Yes.
Don't give up your service. My master brought me to this house because that woman is possessed. She delivered a message from him. She said, "Look for the woman in the white mask. She knows more than she says. Find this woman and remove her mask."
It's unbelievable.
But who is the masked woman? And how is she related to the mystical occurrences in Valya's house? By the way, half the village has already gathered here.
Hello.
Hello.
We are begging you to help us.
You are a beautiful woman, but you are lonely. Where is your child's father? Did you divorce him?
Yes.
Valya's son is her only support. She divorced his father 8 years ago. She says he was her first and only love, and the biggest disappointment in her life.
People envied us because we lived very well.
Until her husband was changed by alcohol. When drunk, he became a different person. He raged, beat Valya, and later even took a mistress. Valya couldn't bear it.
I took the child and went home. I couldn't stand the humiliation.
Valya was left alone with a small son, without any support. To Valya's joy, her son grew up and started helping his mother with everything.
Andrei, let's start with the house. Do you have holy water? After all the rituals, please wash yourself with the water.
I'm not going in there.
The house was blessed, right?
Yes. On Epiphany.
I need to know about such things in advance. If the threshold is blessed, I won't step over it. I will have to work only in the yard.
All right, sit down, please. This is your property, but you don't live here.
We left it.
It turned out that Valya, along with her mother and son, has been renting another place for a month now. However, the family will soon have to return because she no longer has money to pay the rent.
There's evil roaming here. What is this?
It pushed her and she fell and twisted her leg.
I'm shivering. I can't even imagine how you lived here. It feels like someone is holding my leg, and the sensation is physical.
It dragged me off the couch.
It turned out that not so long ago, Valya experienced the same thing that happened to Zhanna Pasinkova.
Give me holy water and a cloth to wrap my leg. The leg was burning terribly. It felt like some fiery hand grabbed it. I had to stop it somehow. So I wrapped my leg and Valya's leg, which also the same hand had touched, with a towel soaked in holy water.
What kind of force has settled in this ordinary village house? And why is it driving the whole family to despair? Zhanna Pasinkova and Valya hurriedly go outside.
What's lying in this ground?
I found a cross in the garden, and we also found bread buried there. And coins.
A death curse.
Who did it?
Who wishes you death? It's a woman.
Who is she?
There's something else. I need to check the yard. Just a second.
It's over here.
Could it be a needle? I see it. There it is.
Don't touch it. Stop. Don't touch it.
Give me a tissue.
Oh God. Oh God. It's a great sin.
Somebody give me matches.
Does this mean that everything happening to the family is because of this needle? But who placed it in the yard, and why?
A woman.
She's older than you, a lot older. And there's a man between you. He's older too.
Well, I know who it is. She lives in the neighboring village.
We must go there.
Andri, I need you to look at my leg. It burns terribly. Look.
It really grabbed you.
I see the fingers.
Yes, it's left by a palm.
I tripped with this foot.
Everyone is in shock. What kind of devilry is this?
My God, I'm so scared to go there.
About 50 people have already gathered near the house where Valya is taking us, and here is the woman she suspects of all her troubles.
Hello? What's your name?
Nadia.
Do you damn her?
I do, and I will continue to damn her.
It's because of your husband.
You intruded into my family. Why did you harass him?
I harassed him? Let him come out and say who harassed whom. Your husband did an indecent thing. He gave me a lift a couple of times. It was his initiative for us to communicate. Little by little, it turned into 5 years.
Stay away from my family.
Nobody's touching your family.
Wait, is she his first mistress?
No, but it's nobody else's business.
He's really old. Who would want him as a lover?
Where is your man? Bring him here. Hello, Petya. Do you understand your guilt?
I do understand it, yes.
Valya is not your first mistress.
Of course not. I've had a long life.
How old was she then? My card shows a child.
When I met her, she was 23.
How old are you?
59.
Anyone would envy such health.
Petya appeared in Valya's life when she was having a hard time in her life. She was going through the divorce with her husband, Vitya's father, who was her first and only love.
I need Valya.
She definitely harassed him.
No, ask him. Why are you asking me?
How dare you talk to me like that? I'll smash your face. Shut up.
Calm down and stop shouting.
He told me you cheated on him.
Did her mother ask you to leave her?
I asked you.
And what did I tell you? I said, okay, and then went away.
Oh yeah? And then you did it again.
Well, the man made a mess.
At that moment, my master gave me a sign again. Find the woman in the mask and remove it. The woman in the white mask knows more than she says. Find the mask and remove it. You are the woman wearing the white mask.
But what do I know?
A woman in a red dress, like blood. She is completely covered in blood.
Who did you kill? Zhanna, look. A dead child.
Is Valya a murderer of a child? And is what is happening to her and her family a punishment for her terrible sin?
I killed nobody.
The bloodied woman. You and her are connected.
Everyone in the village was shocked. It was terrible.
A hair-raising revelation. It turned out that Valya's brother Serhiy killed his son with his own hands. But what does the woman in blood have to do with it?
The answer to the question was in the child's death itself. So we needed to go to the place where it happened.
It's not far from here.
The locals still remember the tragedy that occurred in this house 5 years ago. The little son of Valya's brother was found stabbed in the house one morning. The boy was only 2 years old.
This is horrible.
My God, it's so awful. Dear God.
It's a bloody murder.
The boy still lives here. Andri, come over here.
What happened, Zhanna?
damn it.
Quiet, quiet.
It's strange, but when Zhanna mentioned the boy, the stove door suddenly opened.
My leg hurts again. Where's Valya? There was that stove. I spread the cards on the table, and the stove opened.
The boy was found in the stove.
What you felt in the house and here, is it the same spirit?
It's the same spirit. It's a boy, a little boy. He stands. This is what I see. He stands, and it's like he's holding your leg, standing next to you.
When he was little and still alive, he played like that. He said, "Auntie, auntie."
Honestly, I've seen a lot, but this... What they did to your nephew is just barbaric. His head was separated like this skull.
His head was severed.
They severed the head, right?
Yes. And put it in the stove.
And his hands were chopped off.
Hands, legs, and the head.
When the policeman opened the stove and the head fell out of it, he fainted and they barely revived him. He said, "In all my years, I've never seen anything like this."
Valya's 2-year-old nephew and Vera's grandson, Maxim, lived in this house with his parents. One day, the boy disappeared. The entire village searched for him, but the child lay with his head cut off in this stove. His father was blamed for the child's death. People still do not believe that a loving father killed his son, cut off his head, and hid it in the stove.
Who did this? Who's guilty of his death?
My God, the man is your bloodline. And the woman helped him.
Did they both kill him?
He couldn't have done it alone.
She killed the boy.
The boy's father, Serhiy, is serving a life sentence for the murder of his son. The mother, Inna, was a witness in the case and is now free.
The police asked if the mother was looking for the boy. I said no. She only pretended to look for him, but in reality, she did not.
The people suspect that the mother is also involved in the boy's murder. That is why she hurriedly moved away and didn't tell anyone where.
The woman helped him. She seems to have covered up the traces.
The father was drunk. He couldn't have cleaned up all the traces, but the room was clean. And we found drops of blood on the stove. So, he didn't clean it up. Only she did.
Then why was he imprisoned and she wasn't? She doesn't even know where her son is buried. She has never visited his grave.
She didn't come to the funeral. Everyone was there, but she was busy doing some paperwork.
The child lived worse than dogs live.
He went around the neighbors' houses, eating scraps from dogs' bowls because she was always drunk.
The neighbors would tell her, "Come and take your boy because he's around the doghouse, near the bowl."
Why didn't you take him home?
Before this happened, he lived with us for a week. We had a real chance to adopt him, but my husband refused.
I don't get it. The child was your blood, and he was little. You had the opportunity to save him. Do you understand that?
The white mask, it has no emotions. Closed eyes, closed mouth. Zhanna, do you understand what this is?
It's indifference.
Each one of you is wearing the mask of indifference. I am addressing everyone now. Each of you knew about this family. Who among you did at least something to prevent this from happening? Who?
Who could know this would happen?
Everybody knew.
While we watch someone else's grief, it seems to us that it doesn't concern us.
You have your community. You should help one another.
I wanted to take the boy home. It's been 6 years, but I still can't get over his death. I can't sleep at night or during the day. I constantly think about him. His eyes, face, hands, I remember all of it. The image is haunting me.
And it wasn't an accident that I fell in your house earlier today. His trace remained there.
I keep his umbilical cord and his dummy at home.
The umbilical cord?
Yes, in the cupboard.
In that room?
Yes.
The boy had been giving me signs from the very beginning, and I tripped in Valya's house, right near the place where his umbilical cord was kept in the cupboard. The boy desperately asks to be loved. He needs love even after death, until his relatives atone for this sin of indifference, which is one of the most terrible sins. No ritual will remove this horror from their home. He returns to avenge you for your indifference. He takes revenge, and believe me, he will also take revenge on his father and mother. They will not live long.
She's already got either syphilis or AIDS. But what do we do?
You need to make amends.
Your future involves serving children.
Adopt someone.
Valya and her mother need to constantly ask for forgiveness from their brutally murdered nephew and grandson. It was their indifference that helped kill the little angel. And now only good deeds, prayers, and repentance can atone for their sin.
Thank you so much.
A poltergeist that kills people in their sleep. Who and why? Woke up the assassin from the netherworld. The psychics answered the call from a woman who's been afraid to sleep for several moths. Some kind of otherworldly spirit has been haunting Marina, a single mother, whenever she goes to bed. Once, Marina woke up in the middle of the night, feeling somebody leaning over her bed. Sleepy, she thought it was her late mother. But the next moment, she almost fell, unconscious. A malevolent, red-eyed shadow was standing over her.
The black shadow that had no definite shape. I felt numb all over, and I couldn't move or do anything.
Marina barely sat up to turn the light on, but then there was nobody around. However, the moment she began falling asleep again, she felt she was floating in the midair.
It grabbed me by the small of my back and tried to carry me out of the room, and I realized I couldn't resist it. It was holding my mouth shut and nose closed. I couldn't breathe. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. I asked it, "What do you want? Why are you here?" But it wouldn't talk to me. I'm so tired. It's incredibly hard.
The poltergeist's eerie attacks started after the tragic death of Marina's mother. The woman is sure the same black figure took her mother to the other world, because in the last days of her life, she, just like Marina, developed a panic fear of going to sleep.
She feared something all the time. She was on the verge.
And then her mother suddenly committed suicide. 45-year-old Natalia was found hung on the seashore.
I couldn't even imagine something like that could ever happen to my mother.
Everyone who knew the woman was shocked by her tragic and unexpected death. Her family think that Marina's mother had no motives to commit suicide whatsoever.
She was an individual who always exuded life and vitality to those around her. She was a young, beautiful, sleek woman. She loved herself.
After her death, the late woman began coming to her family's dreams, trying to tell them who dragged her to the other world.
She told me in my dream I was taken there, and then she said, "Find my murderer, Irina. Why aren't you seeking for my murderer?"
She asked me for money. I don't know how to explain it.
Marina can't understand what money her mother meant. Neither does she understand what kind of black figure has been haunting her family. Therefore, the woman asked the psychics for help. Ukraine's most powerful psychics, Olena Kurilova and Kayal Alekperov, answered her call.
Olena, yesterday I worked with Marina's photo, and the jinns that I use in my work showed me a young man. He was holding fire with his bare hands, but the flames didn't burn him. When I tuned into him, I felt like I was in some kind of trance.
Look, the cards say that look for the murderer in dreams.
What could these words possibly mean? What murderer and in whose dreams are they supposed to find them? Meanwhile, Marina and her cousin are already waiting for the psychics in their yard.
Hello.
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 Thank you for coming.
I feel that your mother was indeed dragged to the netherworld by the same spirit that is haunting you. However, apart from you, it poses a threat to another woman you're related to. She's got long black hair and big eyes.
This is my cousin, Irina.
For almost a year after her mother died, Marina has lived at her cousin's, Irina, who is also divorced and raises an 8-year-old daughter by herself. Irina suggested that Marina live with her so she wouldn't stay one-on-one with her grief. The clairvoyants go upstairs to check the apartment.
You have the feeling of something close by you, don't you?
Yes.
Whenever the spirit approaches you, you lose strength.
Yes, I sit and can't even pick up the cup to drink water. My hands tremble terribly.
And everything blurs, like you're in a dream.
Yes, I can't think. I don't understand anything. I can't get it at all.
The air is trembling. It's right here, behind you.
I'm going to faint.
It was terrible.
I hear a male voice. It's quiet, and it says, "She didn't pay."
Me or Marina?
I don't know. I'm not even sure it's about you or her.
Then what was the spirit talking about? Who didn't pay it, and for what?
I see a picture. A young couple standing in front of each other. I recognize the man. I saw him yesterday. He was holding the fire in his hands. The woman is holding somebody's photo, and it seems she's ordering the man to murder someone. And the weirdest thing is that they're standing in a cemetery. He seems to be an assassin.
Do you hear somebody talking? Over here?
A whisper.
Yes, yes.
I also hear it.
I thought it was a draft from the window, but it was closed. It was a distinct whisper. Somebody was saying something in the whisper. It was terrifying.
Suddenly, I felt somebody from the other world at the window.
The window ledge fell. I'm shocked.
It can be dangerous here. Let's go outside.
The clairvoyants took Marina and Irina to the shore of the river not far from their home.
The danger is connected with the strange couple I keep seeing. The young woman and the man with the fire in his hands.
What do they have to do with us? Are they related to us?
Let me see. She's dead. The woman's dead, and she's somehow connected to your family. Right now, you're thinking of a dead woman, but it's not your mother.
This is my mother. Her name was Olga. I was 13 when it happened. She went to bed and then had a hemorrhagic stroke.
Did your mother die in her sleep?
Yes.
She was supposed to be 33 the next day.
As far as I understand, your mothers were sisters, weren't they?
Yes.
Give me your hands.
We got together at each other's homes every weekend to celebrate something or simply have dinner. That is, we didn't need a reason to gather, and there were never any misunderstandings, and everybody was always ready to help the others.
I thought that the woman from Kayal's vision could possibly be Irina's mother. Could she be gathering all her family in the other world? But who was the young man? And what did the fire mean? Then I suddenly heard Irina call out to her deceased mother, saying, "Take me with you." Why did you say that? This is awful.
Because I wanted to be with her. I asked her to take me to her.
Because your father made hell out of your life, right?
Yes, yes.
Irina says she was initially growing up in a happy family. Her calm and kind father loved her and her mother, but the grief of losing his beloved wife broke the man.
And then I and the need to raise me. became a burden for him.
Instead of supporting his daughter, who lost her mom when she was only 13, and giving her the love and care she needed, her father offended her and beat her violently.
Every day, I experienced moral pressure and physical abuse. It was so unbearable that I wanted to die, and I wished he simply killed me. If Mom had been around, she would have never allowed this to happen. I kept silent for a long time, and I never told anybody of the beating and how hurt I was.
It was like your father lost his mind because of the pain in his soul, and he even blamed you for your mother's death.
Yes, he claimed that because of my bad grades at school, Mom had been stressed all the time, and this is why she eventually had the stroke.
This is awful.
The father was even going to send his daughter to a foster home. Only Irina's aunts didn't allow this to happen. Thus, Irina went to live with Marina and her mother.
At that moment, I saw a spirit behind Irina. A slender woman with dark hair cut short.
It's my mother.
She's holding a gray headscarf, wrapping it around her head.
It's the scarf she asked me to give her for her birthday. We put it in her casket.
She thanks you for the headscarf. She says she's warm there.
Irina's mother was crying and saying, "I saw my murderer before I died. I saw him in my dream." She says he was holding a burning photograph in his hands.
This is why the young man from my vision was holding the fire. It was the burning photo. He's the one who's killing your family. And he's not a human being, but some kind of otherworldly entity. He dragged your mothers to the netherworld, and he's now hunting you.
Who is he?
Wait, Irina, your mother is saying something. She's repeating, Natalia, Natalia.
My mother.
I want to talk to your deceased mother, Marina. We need to see where she died.
An hour later, the psychics and the cousins are at the shore, where Marina's mother committed suicide.
My heat's leaping.
She's here.
I felt so hot, as if she was embracing me.
Your mother says she would have never left you willingly. Here. She'll hear you through this fire.
I want you to be comfortable there. I love you so much.
Your mother's spirit says,
Ah! Gosh, oh dear.
Shock. The flowers fell without any help. The family left them next to the tree on which the woman had been found dead.
The entity that's killing the family tried to hinder the woman's spirit. Your mother says something about money. She told you this in your dreams.
She asked me for money. I brought her the money the next day and buried it in the cemetery.
The money is not for her, but I can't figure out for whom it could be then.
There's somebody roaming here. I'm standing here, looking at you. From the corner of my eye, I see somebody looking out from behind the branches. Some kind of gray face is staring at us.
He's watching us, the young man with the burning photo. Why is he hunting your family?
And then the mother's spirit showed me two dead people. A man and a woman wearing wedding rings. The man is good-looking and very fit, and his eyes are like your mom's.
It's my mom's brother, Alexander.
Seems like his heart stopped, too. It happened while he was sleeping.
Yes.
His wife died, too.
She went to bed and never woke up.
A dislodged blood clot.
The women say their aunt died when she was a little over 40, and their uncle died a few years after her.
And they both died in their sleep. So did your mother, Irina. I feel it's hardly a coincidence.
Shock. 3 people in the same family died in their sleep. However, Marina's mother died under different circumstances.
Actually, this woman felt like in a dream before she died. It was like she'd been hypnotized. She didn't understand where she was going and what she was doing. It looks like some kind of deadly hypnosis.
The young man with the burning photo has such an ability. Inducing hypnosis is the ability to make someone sleepy. Make them feel entranced.
What kind of force is it? And where did it come from? And why did it choose our family?
It's some kind of otherworldly entity. Such an entity doesn't like to bow in front of anybody, but it can agree to a deal for which it will always demand a payment. And the payment can even be the deaths of a person's family members.
Is this man who summoned this force somehow connected to our family, or is he a stranger?
The cards tell me the entity was summoned by a woman who did it because she was desperate, because of love.
The woman carried out the ritual at the graveyard. In my vision, she ordered the murder of someone in the photo from the otherworldly assassin. But she's long gone.
At that moment, the spirit of the mother who died on the site began telling me about some Natalia who died. I was very surprised. We arrived there because her name was Natalia, but it turned out that it was all about another woman with the same name. Who could be this other Natalia who is dead now?
The wife of Uncle Alexander.
Your mother's brother? The one who died in his sleep?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
The killing entity is connected to your Aunt Natalia.
Natalia, why did you die? Why is your family suffering? The cards told me that Natalia's husband, your Uncle Alexander, was going to leave her. He didn't love his wife anymore. She was doing her best to keep her marriage together. She wanted to keep him.
She loved him. It was obvious. She often came to see my mom, and she cried a lot. Then she began transforming. She changed her hairstyle and used different makeup. She started looking brilliant.
But as I see, it didn't help her.
So I thought, what if the woman cast a love spell on the man and summoned the entity that later killed her husband, and then stayed bound to the family?
To see if your aunt really cast the love spell, we need to work on her grave. Sometime later, the psychics and the cousins arrived at the municipal cemetery.
Here's my mother's grave. Here is Aunt Natalia's, and here's Uncle Alexander, her husband and my mom's brother.
I see the entity in the young man's body again. There's the woman carrying out the ritual in front of him. She gives him somebody's photo and says, "Kill."
Kill who?
There's a woman in the photo.
If Natalia had been casting the love spell, she'd have taken her husband's photo. But the photo is of a woman, and she ordered the entity to kill her. Was Natalia probably trying to get rid of her rival? Just a moment. Alexander, did he have a mistress?
Yes, he did.
He was going to leave his family for another woman.
She's underground, so she's dead, right?
Yes.
So could his wife be causing his mistress's death?
No, something doesn't match. The book says that the mistress died before Natalia.
Yes.
The wife died first, then Alexander, and then his mistress, right?
Yes.
His mistress also went to bed.
And never woke up.
And then I felt like I was struck by a lightning. It was the mistress who carried out the ritual.
She burned Natalia's photo. This is why your aunt died first. The book says that the mistress was familiar with magic.
Yes, people said she was a witch.
I hear something like hissing. Go to bed and never wake up. This is what she was reciting.
The mistress was whispering those words over Natalia's photo. That's why the entity that kills people in their sleep came. The young man with the burning photo did what he was asked and killed your aunt. But because he wasn't released afterward and didn't get the payment, he took the man the mistress loved so much, and then he took her. And later, he began hunting everybody who is related to them energetically. If we don't stop him, he's going to destroy your entire family.
Olena, I feel something squeezing my heart. I can't say a word.
It won't let you talk. Give me your hand.
Help us, please. We can't handle this alone.
We will help you. We need to summon the entity to understand how we can rid you of it. But we're going to do it outside the graveyard. I was going to summon the entity through the fire. The circle of the sand, charged with the prayers, was supposed to hold it back. I wrote the spell on a piece of cloth to summon the man.
I'm scared.
He's here. His face is like that of death.
Yes. Yes, it's like a skull. Here's the skull.
There's the skull among the flames.
Please tell us, how should we pay you so you'll leave us and our children alone? What do you want from us?
Pay as many coins as the years I've spent here.
Marina, this is why your late mother told you about the money in the dream. When did your aunt die?
In 2003.
Then we need 16 coins, no matter the value. Find them quick.
We don't have any coins.
The whole crew begins searching for coins in their pockets.
All right, ladies, with the left hand to the heart of the fire.
Leave us alone. Leave our children and us alone, please. And leave our family alone. We all want to live.
Once the cousins pronounced the final words, the fire burned brighter.
He accepts the price. He's gone. You're safe now.
We're so grateful.
Thank you so much.
This is incredible. The mistress's love magic took her rival, and the man she loved to the netherworld. Even more, the assassin from the other world almost destroyed the entire family. Was the love really worth such a price? And was this love truly genuine in the first place?